Adam and Eve were very happy. They lived in a beautiful garden. God loved them very much. Soon they had 2 sons, Cain and Abel. Cain grew up to be a farmer. He grew yummy fruits and vegetables. Abel looked after the sheep. He loved his fluffy sheep very much. One day, it was time to give God presents. Cain picked his best fruits and vegetables. He put them in a basket for God. Abel chose his best lamb. He gave his gift to God too. God was pleased with Abel's gift, but he wasn't pleased with Cain's. This made Cain very cross. Cain felt jealous of his brother. His face became red with anger. He did not like that God preferred Abel's gift. Cain started to feel angry with Abel. "Why does God like your gift best?" he grumbled. Abel tried to talk to Cain, but Cain didn't want to listen. He was too busy being angry. God's gentle warning. In the serene and quiet countryside, where the wind whispered through the fields and the light of dusk cast a golden hue, a profound moment was about to unfold. God saw that Cain was angry, his face was contorted with rage, and his heart was heavy with jealousy and frustration. The anger within him was like a storm, brewing and threatening to consume him. He came down to talk to him. A divine light appeared in the field, illuminating the surroundings with a gentle yet powerful presence. It was a moment of divine intervention, a chance for Cain to find clarity and peace. "Cain, why are you so angry?" God asked. His voice was calm and soothing, filled with concern and love. It was a question that pierced through the chaos in Cain's mind, urging him to reflect on his emotions. "You must learn to control your anger." The words hung in the air, a gentle reminder that emotions, if left unchecked, could lead to destructive paths. The calmness of the countryside seemed to echo this wisdom, a stark contrast to the turmoil within Cain. God explained that anger was like a monster. It lurked in the shadows, waiting for a moment of weakness to take over. But it could be tamed, controlled, and transformed into something positive. "If you let it control you, it will lead you to sin," he said. The warning was clear and direct. Anger, if allowed to fester, could lead to actions that one would regret, actions that could harm oneself and others. "But if you choose to be kind, I will be happy with you." The choice was simple yet profound. Kindness had the power to heal, to bring joy, and to create harmony. It was a path that led to divine approval and inner peace. God loved Cain very much and wanted him to be happy. His love was unconditional, a guiding light that sought to lead Cain away from the darkness of anger and into the warmth of love and happiness. The countryside, with its gentle wind and soft light, seemed to embrace this divine love, creating a perfect backdrop for this gentle warning. A very sad day, but Cain did not listen to God. He was still very cross with Abel. One day Cain asked Abel to go for a walk. When they were alone, Cain hurt Abel very badly. Abel died. Cain was very sad. He realized he had done a terrible thing. God was sad too. Cain and Abel were brothers, sons of Adam and Eve. They lived in a world that was still new and full of promise. Cain was a farmer working the land and growing crops, while Abel was a shepherd tending to his flock of sheep. Despite their different paths, they were family, bound by blood and shared history. However, jealousy began to fester in Cain's heart. He saw that God favored Abel's offerings over his own, and this made him feel unworthy and angry. God noticed Cain's growing resentment and warned him to master his emotions, to not let sin take control. But Cain's jealousy was too strong. One fateful day, Cain invited Abel to join him in the fields. The countryside was serene, with a gentle wind blowing and the soft evening light casting long shadows. It was in this peaceful setting that Cain's anger reached its peak. He attacked Abel and in a moment of rage ended his brother's life. As Abel's lifeless body lay on the ground, Cain's anger turned to sorrow. He realized the gravity of his actions. He had not only taken his brother's life, but had also brought immense grief to himself and to God. The day turned from one of potential reconciliation to one of profound sadness and regret. Cain had not listened to God. He was consumed by jealousy and anger towards his brother Abel. Despite God's warning, Cain allowed his emotions to cloud his judgment. He let his anger control him. Instead of seeking understanding or finding a peaceful resolution, Cain chose a path of violence and hatred, and he did a very bad thing. His actions led to a tragic outcome, one that he could never take back. The weight of his choices bore heavily on him. We should always try to be kind to each other. Kindness can bridge gaps, heal wounds, and bring people closer together. It is a powerful force that can transform lives. If we feel angry, we should talk to God. In moments of anger or frustration, turning to God can provide clarity and peace. He listens and offers guidance. He will help us to forgive others. Forgiveness is not always easy, but with God's help it becomes possible. It frees us from the burden of resentment. He will help us to choose kindness. By choosing kindness, we reflect God's love and compassion in our actions. It creates a ripple effect, spreading positivity, and that makes God happy. When we act with kindness and love, we align ourselves with God's will, bringing joy to Him and to those around us.